Hello, Virgo. Virgo, somebody feels that you started this mess. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Virgo, either you feel it or your partner feels it. But somebody, where Virgo for May, that's what I'm doing now, Virgo for May 2020. Somebody still feels that you started this mess. Um, some of you, hey, Nikki, some of you, Virgos, definitely may have done a lot of laughing in the past. Maybe laughing with somebody, maybe laughing at somebody. But either way, there was a lot of laughing, almost so much laughing until you started crying. And then you pretty much just laughed your ass off. That's all I keep saying, a lot of laughing. For some of you, you may have watched somebody doing all this laughing and said, I see the fool in that person. They just seem kind of silly and everything is just funny to that person. You don't understand what they're doing. But for some of you, you may understand that they are not truly laughing the way you think. They were actually crying with that laugh. For some of you, somebody may have thought you was a pushover, or you may have thought someone else, Virgo, was a pushover. If you're messing around, or if she was messing around, if he was messing around, whichever, somebody thought that they got away with something. Somebody thought nobody knew about something for quite some time. So here, this reading for you guys, Virgos, in the month of May is about wands, and wands are always about fire and action. So fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, and also action, somebody taking action. Somebody is not going to remain quiet about a situation. Somebody's not going to stay quiet. In other words, somebody's still pointing the finger as if they feel it was what you messed up, or you may feel that they messed it all up. This is because they messed it up. For some reason, though, I don't feel like you're going to shame someone in a certain way, but I also feel like you're not going to allow somebody to act like an ass anymore either. You're expecting somebody to stand up and not shake their tail feathers, so to speak. Somebody's wanting you to see the hard truths so that you can lend your strength and lead through some tough times, or you're wanting somebody else to show you the truth. There's a black cat around this picture to me, which means there's edginess. There's something that's not quite real or quite right or quite true. And I think that's the part where if they think that you messed it all up, that's the part that's not true. Because I don't feel like Virgo's messed anything up. It's funny. I feel like when you were with this person, you were very strong. And I feel like that there was a lot of good things or good times. For those of you who are single, again, with the black cat that I see around the single, is be careful of rushing into relationships. If you're single, Virgo, rushing into relationships too quick is not going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form. For some of you, don't trust online dating, Virgos. Don't trust online datings right now. Do not. For some of you, there's someone raising 3 children, or has raised 3 children, or is raising 3 children right now, Virgo, that you are struggling maybe to make ends meet in a lot of ways, but things are going to change. There's also going to be a new home for you to move to, which is in a better place, in a much safer place. So for a lot of you, you may have been told something or been knocked down in a situation or a relationship. Somebody's saying that you're not the best that there is. However, the key to this is that you did the best that you could. So that's even better than being the best at anything, is that you always put in your best. You always gave it everything that you had. That way, when it is time to walk away, you have no regrets, nothing to feel bad about. For some of you, you're dealing with somebody who's very selfish and bitchy, nasty temper, attitude, anger, mean, selfish, again, selfish. Somebody who's just wanting to be alone. Somebody who's not trying to make something work because they just got tired. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they have no more energy to make something work. Every time something starts to get back on the right track, this person, either you or them, starts to sabotage it because she's so angry. She is so angry at what was done. She is at the point where she is not ready to forgive anyone, not at all, whoever that is. Her confidence pulls inward, either to shyness or lashes out in aggression, one or the other. Some of you may be dealing with the Queen of Cups. This could be male or female. Somebody who gets very deep in their emotions or their conversations. Somebody who can be very calm and soothing. Somebody who wants to assist somebody or help someone out. That could be you, or that could be your partner. For some of you, you may be dealing with a person that is the opposite of the Queen of Cups, which is somebody that if you push them just a little bit, they'll like pretty much fall apart. They can't be pushed. They get very emotional. For some of you, you're dealing with somebody who holds strong grudges, somebody who feels really insecure, somebody who has to hold on so tight to you that their knuckles actually turn white. This person suffers from the most crucial insecurity, which is emotional insecurity. It makes you very tender and vulnerable and very easy to break. For some of you, I feel like you've gone up against a battle, whether it's a physical battle with somebody or an emotional battle with someone. I feel like some of you have lost track of what your goals are for the month of May. Some of you may be going to court, dealing with court issues. Some of you are dealing with somebody who used to be very reliable and trustworthy to a certain degree and then disappointed you. For some of you, you may be very grounded right now and feel very much secure and stable in your own way. You also may be feeling kind of cool and relaxed, but yet thinking, what's going on? Where is this person? Why haven't I heard from them? What are they thinking? Where is this going to go? Are they staying away or should I find somebody new? Pentacles comes up for that answer. The Pentacles, it talks about giving you alignment, being one with the land, so to speak. The King of Pentacles is respected and loved by his people and family, right? So when we talk about the King of Pentacles reversed, if you are too grounded, however, you'll miss things. And if you spend so much time looking at where you are that you forget to look up and see what's going on around you, then you're going to lose a lot there too. So it's hard to find that balance between yourself and somebody else to see where it is you need to go or where you're going. It's also hard to make sure that you're doing the right thing for the situation or for your partnership. Unfortunately, you don't want to find yourself getting stuck. You don't want to have the swords all around you, which means you're too emotional. You can always tell when somebody's a true leader because when a true leader speaks, those people don't wince at all. They're paying very close attention. Be careful of somebody that could be manipulative again, somebody type of a sinister type. I also want you to be very careful. There may be somebody who tries to touch you or tries to reach out to you. Be careful of that because I don't think this is a wanted touch. If you're riding on a bus, if you're riding on a subway, if you're in close perimeters with somebody, first of all, there should be social distancing 6 feet apart. So nobody should be touching anybody. For a lot of you, something happened a few years ago that you just still can't get the answers to, or you just can't get closure to. For some of you, you had first impressions from somebody and you thought they were amazing. Later on, you found out they were quite different than that first impression. For a lot of you, you're using social media as a tool to try to reach out or get different relationships or find different people or look at your friends' friends and seeing who you'd be interested in. Be careful with that. Don't search too hard for anything. If you spread yourself out too thin, you're not going to be good for anywhere. For a lot of you, there's been something going on, Virgos, that has definitely kept you from getting to where you want to be. I also feel like some of you Virgos need to really get out of that circle. Some of you are scared to death to move out of town, move down the street, whatever, move on your own. Some of you worry if financially you'll be able to handle it, which I think you can. Some of you, jealousy is brewing about someone with someone else because you're in that third party triangle. Some of you are dealing with someone, a male or female, whoever this is, that's moody. Somebody who's very petty or broody as hell. Somebody who pouts, constantly pouts. There's going to be a decision that gets made very quickly for you guys, but I do feel like Virgos, in May, I feel like you might be feeling a little bit uptight. You might be feeling like you're not quite yourself right now. It's important to do a lot of self-care. I also feel like there's something in a box. I don't know what you're keeping in a box, whether it's a crystal, whether it's a letter, whether it's a pin, a brooch. Something is being kept in a box that has a lot of memories to it. It might not be very expensive, but it has a lot of value memories-wise. For some of you, you're worried about being wrong about something. Either something you're deciding to think about somebody, a judgment that you're making on someone. You're worried that you might be wrong. You're worried that you might have accused somebody of something they did when you think maybe they didn't do it, or maybe they're confusing me and manipulating me to think they didn't do it, but I know they did, but now they're making me question myself. So if you're at that point, then there's something that somebody is doing that you're just not paying attention to, or you're not wanting to really see the truth because you know the truth is going to hurt. Might make you feel like you're going to throw up when you start thinking about it too much. Some of you feel like you might as well just give up in a situation, or just let something go and wait to see if it happens again, or wait to see if you see another symptom or proof of something. Some of you may have been looking through telephones trying to find answers to things that your partner's not telling you. You may see them acting suspiciously. You may see them doing things that don't make sense. You may feel like they're telling me one thing, but I think it's another. So you're trying to call them out on it, so to speak. The reason that you're looking in that phone is to prove something to yourself so that you can honestly say, okay, I want you to go. And here's the proof why. Now I know that I'm right. So once you get convinced 100% that you're right, you'll be able to back up, walk away, push them away. You know, with the Lover's card, it doesn't always have to be about romance. Some people who walk around on this earth or in tribes, you might take a couple of decades to find different kinds of people that are friendly like you. Like I said, the Lover's card asks a lot of questions, and sometimes that comes up because it's telling me to tell you to ask your partner those questions. Will you be there for me? We went through this on another reading. Even if I mess up, even if I hurt you accidentally, even if I make a bad choice or decision, will you still be there? Will you help me to grow? Will you help me to not make such mistakes again? Somebody may be dealing with somebody too, Virgos, that is being very bullheaded, very stubborn. Strength can work against you if you're not in a cerebral element to it. Strong like a bull, while cows are stupid. You can hunt cows with a hammer, literally, because cows aren't smart at all, but they're like a bull in a china cabinet. Don't end up being the Virgo. Don't end up being the hermit. Don't end up secluding yourself, isolating yourself to being alone. Don't allow yourself to be trapped in sorrow and disappointment and depression, okay? There's a lot more things coming for you that are much better. So be patient, okay? Be patient with that. The Three of Pentacles is the last thing, and it talks about teamwork for Virgos. Be honest and supportive in teamwork. It's a great card for business, for friendships, for new opportunities, and family issues. It's about triumph, okay? It's about dealing with sometimes the petty needs of an individual. It's a journey to a goal that you can't do really by yourself. It's in the card, all three figures are turned toward the work. using the direction that the figures are turned in is a great way to remember a card, all pointed inward, creating something together. This is a very encouraging card. So it's saying don't try to create this relationship, this situation by yourself. It has to be done together. You both need to be on the same page and have the same feelings for one another. But just know that this person's emotional, physical, and intellectual part is thinking of you and missing you. Okay, this is a very, very good reading for Virgos. This is talking about somebody who is definitely wanting to speak with you, definitely somebody who's been thinking about you, but at the same time, this is a card that's going to talk about loving yourself first, getting yourself back on track, and most importantly, changing that stinking thinking. All right. So you're good enough. You've always been good enough. And maybe it's them who doesn't really stand up. Maybe it's them who really you should think twice on whether they're good enough. Okay. Don't look at yourself anymore like that. Flip that script and look at them and decide, are they good enough for you? What do they bring to the table? And it's not about money. We're not talking about that. We're talking about emotional, physical, spiritual needs. Okay. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, Virgo, that's yours. That's your May 2020.